Hi everybody, this is Rose from In Rose's Garden, and we are going to use some of our beads from our Frankenstein mix from our Magical Mystery Bead Box from Jesse James Beads January Box Book Club. So these are going to be a pretty cool pair of little earrings. I hope you enjoy making them with me. Let's turn down and we'll get to it. Okay, what we have got here is a couple of pieces of 20 gauge wire. These are about 4.25, looks like almost 4.5 even. And then we have a couple of 18 gauge, which are, looks like they're about 3.5, maybe a little bit larger. And then we have our beads that we're going to use from our mix. Let's dump those out. Now, we've got some ear wires from my stash. We'll put those we're going to separate these as we go along. I have one little ball head pin. This is to put on these. I have a little gray crystal and a little cross. None of these were actually in the mix. I have added these. So let's get those pieces out of here. Now, as far as the earring is concerned, we have in the loop, which is going to be this larger one, we're going to put this gray shell bead, then a spacer, and then we're going to put these teardrops, we're going to put one of these little ball spacers between them, and then we're going to have this go the other direction like so. So they look sort of like they're kissing each other, or they're ignoring each other, one or the other. We'll have another ball spacer. And then we're going to put on another little crystal. Now these jump rings here are for holding all this stuff together when we get to the top. So let's just slide these up here so they're not in our way as we form our loops here. So what we're going to do is we're going to take and we're going to form two loops, one a little bigger than the other one. See if I have enough wire to do this one. We're going to go up to the next level up here, because we need to make two little wraps up there at the top. So we'll go like this. Start down at the bottom because frequently it's easier to start down there and then just move up and tighten it up. Now, I'm not sure our little cross is actually going to fit in here as I've got it sitting. We may have to let loose its little crystals if we're going to put it in. And if it still doesn't want to fit, well, we'll use something else instead. So these little rings are not quite the same size. I don't think. I think I have one wrapped a little more than the other one. Yeah, I do, see? So let's get that wrap in a little bit more. That is on the third one, right? Oh, it's on the second. Okay. So we'll go to the second one down here and bring her around a little bit more. Now I got it rounder than the other side. All right. That's what these are for. So we can do that. If you don't have a wire mandrel, anything that you use that's about the right size would be fine. Now we're going to make these ones. They're going to be the same, except for just a little bit bigger. Now what's going to happen is these are going to go down below and this one is going to go inside it like so. So what we're going to do here is I'm going to get my block out and my nylon hammer for these guys. We're going to give it a couple of whacks. Okay, so that should work harden those some. What I hadn't done before I did that was turn my loops, which I'm going to do right now. Well, I'm going to turn one of them. The other one I can't turn because we've got to put the beads on. So maybe I won't turn either. We'll just wait until we get the beads put on before we start worrying about turning the loops. Because the beads sometimes do not want to go on, and in that case you have to open it a little bit. It's one of the reasons I do this. It work hardens them. Now this one, I'm going to turn the loops right now. We're not putting any beads on it, so it doesn't matter. We can turn loops. So I'm going to take my small bell making plier here, and we're going to turn a couple of loops on either side of these. There's that one. And there's that one. So we'll do the same on this other side. Well, the hammered ring did not work here in this spot. You will see this later on in the video. However, I am going to remove the making of this hammered link in order to save some video time, so we aren't going to be so long in our video. However, I did use the component in another set of earrings. I don't think that video is going to air until Sunday. However, I am going to put these pieces in the front of that video, showing you how to make them if you do wish to know. So I hope you enjoyed the rest of this video. It does turn out to be a pretty cute earring, even if we didn't have that second piece I wanted in there. We'll see. Let's get watching the rest of it. We may want to take off both the crystals. See if, I guess that will stay in there. I'm probably going to get some little flat ones to go in here instead of these crystals. The crystals are really pretty, but they are not going to sit well. I think they'll be too big. Of course, we could have made this a little bigger and then we wouldn't have had that problem. But our first thing we want to do is start putting our beads onto here. So the little crystal, you going to go on there or are you going to be difficult? Okay. Ball spacer. Teardrop. Ball spacer. The other teardrop facing the opposite direction. The little flattened Saturn. And now here is our probably going to be our problem child. Yeah, see how it doesn't want to go anywhere on the loop? So we're going to have to spread that out and get it to go down there. It's really not wanting to go down on here. And because it doesn't want to go there, and that's the way I want this to be, we're going to straighten this wire back out. We'll take these beads off. We're going to straighten this wire back out to the way it should be. And we are going to do a substitute. We are going to put one of these big guys in the middle. And then a crystal on either side of it. Don't you just love substituting? So, now let's get our mandrel back out. And we want to get this back into shape. Oh, didn't mean to throw it. So let's see how it compares with our other one now. Just remember, we want them to be the same. Okay. And that's pretty close, so we'll plop one of them back in here, and we will start back up again with a crystal. I was really hoping to use those shells, but they didn't want to work, so sometimes, you know, you can pull it apart like I did, and they'll slide. They have enough of a straight area to slide, but that one was being, I don't want to, so better than straightening the wire entirely, better is to just substitute something else in its place, which is what we did. I like that big guy anyway. I thought he needed to go on. Now hopefully he won't be so high that he bangs into our other piece here when we put them all together. So this is a good lesson to say that if something doesn't work the way you wanted it first, improvise. So these are going to have wires turned, and they're going to, and it's going to sit sort of like this. So let's get our wires turned. We'll get our little these have to hit in about the same place as those ones do. So we have to bring these together. And now we brought them together a little too much, I think. And then this slides inside here. And it looks like I should have made my outer wire a little bigger because it's not going to fit right in here. Because it needs to be more round. Let's see if we can get it more rounded here. See if that will work better then. Now I could improvise again and not put my middle ring in there. And just put the cross down there. Which is a pretty earring all on its own. Shall we do that? Just not put that piece in the middle. This will go right here like so. Now we will put the other side together. Like I say, I'm going to find something to put right here at the base to make sure that my cross is not going to fall out. But right now we will put this together. I think we'll just turn this first loop right now. So, little crystal, oop, where are you going, little crystal? Come back here. Teardrop facing. We go, all the beads are on, so now we will turn this side. I think we turned that one a little bit weirdly, but it'll work still. So now we need to round this one up so it's more like this. So see if we got her good here. Come here, you guys. Need to get hold of one of your loops so I can see how you're behaving here. Looks like you need to come in a little more. This did a weird wowie right here. We don't want that. It's better. Okay, that's pretty good. Now we need to find something to put our little cross in here. So actually, if we wanted to, since we took the shell out below, instead of using the cross, we could put the shell in down here. Now the decision has to be made. Though frankly, I sort of think I like the cross better. Though the shell is really cool looking, I think I like the cross better. I think. So after putting the little end beads on it, I decided I really preferred the pearl one in here as opposed to the cross. So we're going to go with the pearl one. And I've already got this one sort of wrapped, so because I wanted to see how it would work. So it's going to look like so. And so we're just going to put the other one together. So it's all done that way. Now we'll do our 90-degree turn here. Get our bell making pliers out. Or round nose if you prefer. Put those in, up and around, and over and down, and even her out some. Now, I'm not going to hook anything into this one because I'm going to use jump rings, so there's no sense in hooking something. So we'll just do it like we would a regular wrapped loop, but nothing's going in. And we will just wrap this baby around. Now, this is a really thin wire. It's actually one that's made for pearls and such that have small holes. So, it's probably going to be a little crooked when we're done here, and I'll have to straighten it up, but that's all right. So let's cut this extra off and tuck this baby in. Then I'm going to take it and I'm going to see how off it is as far as straightness is concerned. It doesn't look too bad, so it's going to go right in here when I put these together. So let's get the other one wrapped and then we'll get them all put together. So just grab it and wrap it up. Tuck her in. Doesn't sound like she's tucking. Let's see. Nope, she didn't. There, finally. So how straight is she? She's not. She's crooked. See how the head loop, the top loop is bent forward? We'll want to straighten that up. Because this loop is probably going to hang sideways in our earring anyway. So, next step, get out these wonderful jump rings and put this baby together. So, we just open these just like normal. And now the last one is to hook everything together. So we open this baby up. Then we'll hook on one side, our dangle. Oops, dangle just fell off. So we'll just open up its jump ring end, put the dangle back on. Now, since this has no definite front or back, you can just put your ear wire on there at the top. And then we'll put in our dangle back in place. So actually, I'm thinking the dangle, since it's going to dangle right here, nope, it's going to be good, I think. So let's open this jump ring back up. And we'll just open this up and come right between the other two jump rings and close her up. There we go. And let's see how she's hanging here. She could be a little lower, but I think she's all right there. One more jump ring would take it down, so it would drop quite a bit lower. And if we used a teensy tiny instead of just a regular one, it would go lower yet. Well, it wouldn't go as low, but it would work. I think I'm going to do that. See this teensy tiny? It's going to give it a little bit more downwards. It's going to come down in here just a teeny bit more, but not enough that I would be worried about it. So we'll take this back off again, and we don't want to open this up too many more times. Actually, we're just going to open it up. We're going to drop it is what we're going to do. We're going to open it up just enough to take the dangle off, because we're going to put it on the little one there. So let's find the right jump ring and open it up just a little bit to get our dangle off. And close it back up. Now we'll just put it together with the teeny one instead of keeping this one open or opening it up another time. Come here, you. Got to get you closed again. There we go. Now we'll take our teeny tiny and I should have dropped out 2 of these, but I think I only dropped out 1. And we will put it on, come here you. We're going to put it on the jump ring that this one was going on. Then we'll put this baby on and close it up. Now, since we know we want to do that, we can do it entirely all at once instead of doing it in multiple stages. See, then that drops a little better, don't you think? So let's put the other one together. Got a teeny tiny out. We'll open that one up first, and we'll just put the dangle together so that now if I don't drop it off, I won't have to open that larger of these 2 at all, because it'll just go right onto the wire, that's the one that hangs it all together. So let's get this baby. That wire just does not want to come back together right. There we go. Now our last one. So onto one of these, onto our dangle, onto the second one of these. Come on, baby. And then our ear wire. And close her up. There we go. Now, like I say, if you were to put the second one of the loops that go with this, with our loops backwards, you know, if it was twisted when you put it in or up the other direction, it would go in a weird wonky like this, and you'd have to take it apart and put it back together. But there we go. There are our Frankenstein earrings. Aren't those cute? So here we are with our earrings. They didn't turn out quite according to plan, but adjusting is part of the game. And I think they turned out really pretty. I like them. I hope you like them too. And those were made with the Frankenstein Bead Mix from our Magical Mystery book bead box by Jesse James Beads, the January edition book club. I think these were a lot of fun. I enjoyed making them. I hope you enjoyed making them with me. This has been Rose from In Rose's Garden, and we'll see you next time. Bye-bye.